Well, we all have bad habits that seem impossible to break.
Yeah, and this month we try to get rid of some of them, but we don't always get the results we want. Celebrity nutritionist Dr. Daryl Gioffre is the author of Get Off Your Sugar. He joins us now with tips to make small changes for better results. Welcome back to the show.
Hey guys, good to see you. Thanks for having me.
All right, let's jump right in and just talk about why are bad habits so hard to break?
Look, they're so hard to break because one of the things I always say is repetition is the language of our brain. So if we're doing something over and over and over, especially like a bad habit like giving up sugar, right? Because sugar is so addictive. I mean, it's 8 times more addictive than cocaine. And that's why the American population is so addicted to it, 130 pounds a year, which is wild. And when it's the new year, like this time of year, most of us make these approaches with these bad habits by deprivation. It's the white knuckle approach, and it just doesn't work. And here's the reality. It takes 21 days to make a new habit, 90 days to make it a lifestyle. So we have to have an easier approach. So what we want to do is start to basically take these bad habits, replace it with a healthier habit using smarter approaches based on smaller changes. That's going to stack over time. And over time, you're going to notice it's going to strengthen your body from the inside out. And the good is going to outweigh the bad. It's all about making that a balanced lifestyle.
All right, let's talk about some of the most common bad habits that you see and how people can work through them. And the first one, I'm going to admit to this. This is something I struggle with, snacking late at night.
But you work late at night.
That's true. No excuse, though.
Yeah. And you're not the only one. I mean, this happens to so many Americans. The average American is doing this 4 times a week. And for many of us, it's even more than that. And here's the problem with this, right? If we're eating between that dinner and sleep time, when we go to sleep, which is when your body should restore and renewing itself, you're not going to be sleeping. You're going to be digesting your food. And that's what we don't want. So you have to use my 3-hour snack rule. And it's simple. You basically don't want to eat 3 hours before you go to bed. And what's great about that, let's say you stop dinner at 7 o'clock. You go till 7 a.m. the next day, that's a 12-hour fast. It allows you to get that 12-hour fast so your body can start to burn fat. But here's the thing. Many of us might still have some cravings during that time. So one really simple, easy hack that you can do is you can eat some raw nuts. It could be an almond, a Brazil nut, which is high in selenium. It could be a walnut, high in omega-3 fatty acids, which lowers inflammation in your brain. My favorite are macadamia nuts, which I love about them is they're high in fat, but don't get worried about that. It's going to help you burn fat. They're going to suppress hunger. They're going to knock down the cravings. And it's going to be something that won't break your fast. So don't worry about eating them. It becomes so much easier to make this a success.
Okay, so Dr. Daryl, some people do dry January. I'm doing it myself. But you have something you say damp January that's actually better?
I think there's a lot of smiling faces out there right now. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's post-holiday. We go from one extreme to the other. And it's so hard for so many of us because we're counting down the days. And what happens? We don't make it. We feel defeated. We beat ourselves up. So that's why we got to ditch the dry January and go what I like to call damp January based on a month of moderation. And basically what we want to do is have better choices for the alcohol that we're going to indulge in, right? So we have to have some pretty simple guidelines. Number one, clearer and harder is better. So the darker and more opaque the alcohol, the more sugar there's going to be. And obviously we all know that sugar is bad. Second, we want to go with grain-free liquor because grain-free equals gluten-free. And that's going to be better on our gut. That's going to lower inflammation as well. Plus, super important, we got to be mindful of the mixers, right? It's not so much just the alcohol, it's what we're putting into the alcohol. Things that are loaded with syrups and juices, again, high in sugar. And be very, very careful with those diet sodas, everybody, all right? Because they're loaded with artificial sweeteners like aspartame, and it's going to actually make you gain more weight than the ones loaded with sugar. And perhaps the most important is what happens to the minerals. Every time we drink alcohol, you have to remember it's incredibly acidic to the body. It's going to drain you of the minerals that you need to perform every day mentally and physically. And that's what causes the headaches, the brain fog, and the bad sleep and the hangover the next day. So I created this amazing thing called acid-kicking alcohol. And basically what it is, it's a proprietary blend of ionic minerals that you add to your alcohol. Simple, guys. 5 drops in every drink. It's not going to change the taste, not going to change the color. What it will do, by the way, it won't change your buzz either. But what it will do is it's going to neutralize all the acid in the alcohol, right? And that's what's causing the inflammation, that awful feeling then when you wake up the next morning. So it's a very, very simple approach to just make the experience better on your body, less toxic.
All right. I'm amped up now. I think I can break these bad habits for 2024. Thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your tips. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Great to see you both.
Okay, and for more health and wellness information, you can follow him on Instagram. The information is right there on your screen.
And we'll be right back.